Ha! Greetings! It is I, Braggy, with two spears, and today is a storytelling day, and we do love a good story. And today's story comes from those infamous wise men from Nottingham, the village of Gotham. Oh yes. Now today's story is a wonderful little tale. And what you're going to get out of this story? Well, you're going to have 10 minutes of going back in time to the medieval age. And you're going to be listening to a funny story about a bunch of villagers who are trying to capture the moon, reflection on a lake. Yes, I kid you not. So many years ago, over 1,000 years ago, before 1066 and the Battle of Hastings, when the Anglo-Saxons and the Vikings lived in England, the Danelaw and Wessex to the south. And of course the Anglo-Saxons were trying to make a kingdom to unite everybody, which in time they are succeeding to do so. And in the end the Vikings will go and leave. But of course we still have that major Viking legacy. Now our story, as I said, comes from Gotham, and it comes from those very wise men who like to sit round and tell folk tales and stories. Oh yes, and we do love a good story on the channel, when I've told many a story. Now one time, we go back over 1,000 years when King John, and way before that, but King John is very well known for one of the stories from Gotham, and that is another story, as we say, and this is where most of the fame of Gotham comes from. But before that time in Gotham, they were still having adventures and doing crazy things. Oh yes, I want to go there one day and check it out. And so one night, a man from Gotham, his name is, or we'll call him Thorkel, a brave man. And he was going out, he was looking to go and hunt some eels. And the best time to go and hunt eels at night. And he had these wicker baskets, long tapered baskets with an entrance which the eel would swim into but not get out. And he would know of certain places in rivers and streams where he could place a basket and weight it down with stones and come back in a few days and have a good meal of eel. Oh yes, especially jellied eel. Whether they had that in those times I could not tell you, and yet to my life I have never ate or tried jellied eel. Don't think I want to. And so this man, he was out. He had a little conical boat, and a conical is just a round boat made from willow branches and is covered with leather, and it floats because the leather doesn't let the water in. And he's got a paddle, and he paddles forward. And in the back of his little conical boat, it's about 8 or 9 foot wide, he's got these baskets, and he's already placed a few. And he's now got to place 2 or 3 more, then go and collect the baskets from a couple of days ago. He's already placed in the water. He normally ties them off with a string to a tree or something so they don't float away in case they're doing a bad torrent. And so he's gone along around the bend of a river, and he was coming to a section where he was going to go into a lake, or a lake connected to this river. And so he rowed in his conical, and he placed down the last of his traps, and he's going to go around the lake and dig out and pull out some traps from the day before. You know, as you do as a fisherman. And fishing is very important. You've got to get your food in, and eel was another source of food. I'm sure it's very nice if it's cooked in a nice way. And so there he was, going around pulling out these baskets, and some of the eels were alive. He got a mallet and knocked them on the head and put them in another basket to take home. But then something very strange happened, because the moon came out, and for the first time ever he saw the moon on the lake. And he was a bit of a simpleton with this man. He thought, oh, hey up youth, there's a moon on the lake, and I could capture it, and just think of all the cheese and things we could have. And so he went back. It was getting late at night, and the mead hall was still bustling with people, drinking horns of mead and telling stories. And he came bursting in through the door, and he says, hey up folks, I've got a plan to capture the moon. And he explained it to everybody, did old you know, old Thorco, he said, oh, I've got this old plan to take the moon and get a net and we could capture it, and just think of all the wealth we could have from the moon and we could own it forever. All the people were drunk and they said, yes, this is a great plan. So they all started to get up, and one of them said, oh, I'm going to go and get my net. And another man said, well, I'm going to get some fishing line. And another man said, no, you want some spears, spear the moon, then you could spear it in. And so they was all coming up with all these crazy ways to capture the moon. And they was all getting their little boats out and the conicals and trimming to the lake where Thorco, the brave, told them about the moon in the lake, which he's never seen before. And so they're all planning to plot to capture the moon. So one man, he was first there with a net. He tried to catch a net over the moon, but it wouldn't capture the moon. It just fell through into the water, and he couldn't understand it. And another man was trying to fish for the moon with an old bit of wood and a line, and he couldn't capture the moon. Then another man on a boat with another man was trying to spear it. Come on, youth, we could spear this moon and push it on the boat. And again, it did not happen. It did not work. And for nights and nights afterwards, they went out trying to capture the moon, trying to put it in a net and take it home to their village. Yes, believe me or not, that is what they were doing. I mean, we all know these villagers are a bit crazy and well known for drowning eels. In one occasion, when a man was visiting and there was a little pond in the village, and they was all stamping around the pond and chasing eels, trying to drown them. And the man said, oh, I'm not coming here again, they're all mad in this village. Because they're not really, it's just the stories. And again, the next night came, after they've all been on the land farming, all the villagers, and they all came out with more nets. And another man made a much larger net. He said, what you need is a much larger net. And we'll get 4 boats, and we'll all row out, and then we'll put the net over the moon, and then we could capture it forever. And of course they tried that and it failed again. No matter what they did, they could not capture the moon. And it's often said today that the ghost of these people can still be seen trying to capture the moon on this certain lake. It makes you think though, doesn't it? You know, we take the moon for granted every day when you look up and you see it in the sky, but I never ever thought about going down to the lake and trying to capture it with a fishing net. No. But what fun it will be. And no doubt these villagers were probably a little bit too merry for the drink, because I'm sure a sensible, sober man would not go out to try to capture the moon. But you never know. And we do love these stories from Gotham. And not the Gotham from Batman, the Gotham from Nottinghamshire. Oh yes, that wonderful county over that way, a few miles away. Now, if you've liked this story and you like the channel, then share the video and give us a like. By doing those 2 things, by taking a little bit of your time and sharing the video for us for a few seconds and liking the video, it really helps the channel to grow, and we can reach that much wider audience on YouTube. So goodbye from me, goodbye from Braggy, as I going to wander off with my spears. Oh yes, it's a wonderful day. Love from Northworthy and love from me.